Just too hard to find.
In serious need of repair. So we're going to apply the effect and see how that works. Click on Effects, Time and Pitch, Manual Pitch Correction. And it opens up with the pitch envelope visible here because we just worked in it a second ago, so it reverts to the previous condition in terms of how the spectral pitch display looked with the waveform, so that's good. Here's the effect, and here is the green overlay. We want to take a look at how her pitch is incorrect.
Just too hard to find.
We know this is supposed to be an E, and that's supposed to be a D, and that's supposed to be a C, A, and then back to a C. From looking here, I see E is right about there, but it kind of starts a little bit too low. It starts way down right about here to a C sharp. Now, it's kind of hard to see these guys because it's so spread out. So let me zoom in a bit by right-clicking here and saying this is really the area we want to work in. So we'll just zoom in a little bit so you get a better view there. Now, I want to bring this pitch up, but then I want to hold it at E. So I like that it's at E, but I don't want her to scoop too much here. So right about there, it's correct. Let's try that again. There we go. That's probably more like it. Now, this next part needs to be a D. That's D sharp. There's a D. It starts out D sharp a little high. So I'm going to click here to make sure we don't change this pitch because it's fine. I'll bring this thing down a little bit. We want to aim for the D. We need to bring up the end of it here just a little bit. So I'm going to bring this guy up just a touch. Just like that. And see, bring down the start just a little bit. Bring up the end. Let's just bring this guy down. Let's see how that sounds. Now, select this whole area like that and see what that sounds like. Pretty good. A little better than the original, that's for sure. This next thing should be a C, and this just falls off the cliff here.
Just too hard.
Hard, like that. Well, that's really a mess. So we can see the pitch is supposed to start on a C. It starts on a C sharp. It's a little pitchy, a little high. So I'll bring it down just a touch. Put a keyframe here so you don't mess up the previous one too much. There we go. Bring it down to about a C, but the rest of these guys need to be brought way up. See how this is down? So I'll bring this thing up by clicking over here a little ways and bring it up. Right about there. I'm not sure if this is going to be perfect. Let's see what this sounds like here.
Just too hard.
It got a little high at the end there. Not too bad, all things considered. Let's move on to the next one. I'll slide the heads-up display out of the way here. This needs to be an A. It's just too hard to. So this is a A sharp. Here's the A down here. You can see that she gets down to an A, but kind of gets down there pretty quickly. Let's see what that sounds like.
Just too hard to.
It's a little bit high, so I'm going to just click on here. You can line it up by looking at these little grid lines here. Line it up, click on that. Just bring it down just a touch at the beginning. And bring it up just a little bit here like that. So let's see what that sounds like.
Just too hard to.
That sounds good. The last thing needs to be find, which is supposed to be a C.
Just too hard to find.
To find? Well, that's horrible. So you need to bring this whole thing down to C. So I'll click here. Bring it down to about a C. That's a C there. Now the rest of these guys need to come down a lot. So I'll click another keyframe here so we don't change this. I need to bring this thing down a lot. That brings down the one next to it a little too tight. Still bring it down a little bit. Let me try to fix this up a little bit better there so you don't mess up that other one too much. There we go. Let's see if we can fix this guy up. Now, who knows how it's going to end up, right? Let's just try it out and see what happens.
Just too hard to find.
Well, it's got a little bit of an upper cut there at the end. Let's try it again.
Just too hard to find.
All things considered, as badly as it was messed up, that's a pretty good fix. Now, we did these with these hard angles here. We might want to try spline curves and see if that kind of eases the transitions a bit. Here we go.
Just too hard to find.
Yeah, probably either. You could take your pick. And we could fine-tune these guys. Obviously, I'm just rushing through here trying to get it done in kind of short order. But you can see that the manual pitch correction can take some seriously out of whack, out of pitch solo artists, solo instrumentalists, or solo vocalists, and put them pretty accurately back where they belong. It's a really powerful tool.